Good morning, pregame crew. It is Friday, August 20th, 8:22 a.m. Eastern. I will get started in 8 minutes. Audio and visual check, please. Good morning, Dana, Jason, Aaron, Rui. Did I say that right? Billy from the 6. P Court, I appreciate the modding. I appreciate y'all all being here all week. Thank you, thank you. Jason, if you're listening, can we get a discount code today for 3 of my closest friends, please? Could you post it in the room? I'm going to mute myself so I can cough. Chuck, you always come in clutch, letting me know that AV is good. Thank you, Juan, Raymond, Roger, Holger. Jason, I'm going to put you on the spot again. How do you like this? So, Jason's kind of my boss, kind of my partner. No, really my partner, but I'm putting him on blast today. Can we get a hoodie next week to give out? So let's pick a day next week. Let's say Monday. We will give away a hoodie. How about that? Hey, All Natural, Night Truck Lamb. Oh, that's good to hear, Brett. That is great to hear, actually. If you have been around these parts for a couple months, you know that I've been uber bearish IWM. I backed off of that a couple times when 4-hour got oversold. Of course, I could sit here and beat myself up that I didn't hold those puts longer, but I got great gains and I followed my rules. So as long as I'm following my rules, the money will follow. It will. I have to just follow a system. So my rules say when something gets 4-hour oversold, you close your bearish position. That rule does not apply in the overbought area if it's blue sky breakout. It can be 4-hour overbought. I don't care. I'll still hold it long. Hey, Lisa. How are you? Don, Sebro, Tony, Angry Buddha. Well, I have a super Uber, but not on Uber, but Uber focus this morning. I will be following Charting Man Dan. If you watched his video yesterday, he talked about Baba, so I will be watching Baba. It's not setting up ideally this morning because we're not getting that gap down. So the way everything works, Dan in the evening, me in the morning, we give you setups, but every minute that goes by after we give that setup, we're waiting for it to trigger. So we have a setup, so the setup is a bottom fish. That doesn't mean that this has triggered and it's time to go in yet. So every setup we give, when conditions change and the more data we get, then the setup changes. So always be agile. You have to be mentally agile, but emotionally stable. So intellectually, you have to be able to just go with the flow. What are the conditions today? What are the variables? And I'm going to go with it. But emotionally, you have to stay the same. Jason's not sending me any angry messages yet, so that's good. Saying, why are you giving away stuff, Lori? We'll get started in 4 minutes. Hey, Chris and Roberto. My goal today is, it's Friday. I want to interact with y'all more than I do Monday through Thursday because most days I'm just ripping through charts in 20 to 25 minutes and I don't have time to interact. So my goal is I cut back on my setups this morning. I think we still have some quality setups in there, but I really want to interact with you more and make sure your questions get answered. Yep, Roberto, I don't blame you. And if you watch Dan's video, it is not for the newer trader. Oversold bounces take a specific skill. If you've been participating or watching this show more than 2 or 3 days, you know that I preach, don't go counter trend as a newer trader. Stay with the trend, you'll be more successful. And that will hold true as long as a market exists, not even just the stock market, crypto market, housing market, whatever it is. Go with the trend. So that's definitely the way to trade to become consistently profitable. But once you become an experienced trader, these oversold bounces can have very high reward. So it's high risk, yes, but also high reward. And it's only for the experienced trader. And I wrote in here, be fashionably late. When you have these oversold bounces as an experienced trader, you don't want to be the first one jumping in. You want to be like the 40th, 50th person jumping in, whatever, percentage-wise. But you want to be fashionably late to this oversold bounce. Most newer traders scale in too soon and they get hurt. Oh, thanks. Angry is good. Hey, Bobo. I talked about being mentally and intellectually agile. I actually have written down with basketball, football, whatever it is, you tailor your defense to the team that you're playing that day. And when we wake up in the morning, we don't know what team we're going to face today. Is it the Bulls? Is it the Bears? Is it the choppy animals, inside bars? What team are we facing today? And we tailor our offense and our defense based on the team that we're playing. So every day, it's you against the market, but the conditions change, and you have to remain agile. Let's look at GRVI. TR Kobe. Hey, Tom, Henry, Bobby Orr. Let's look at it. GRVI. Is it good for an oversold bounce? Okay, so the 4-hour is not oversold. The daily's not oversold. Hourly is just getting oversold. Do we have a key level in play? 465. Let me go back to the hourly and see if I can get you another level. 488. So 488 would be, nope, we already broke through it. 465 is the level. So in that situation, you need to wait. You can do whatever the heck you want to do, but I would recommend that you wait until you get that 5-minute trend change. And it's probably going to happen over here in the Taylor Swift blank space. But once it opens, wait for the 5-minute trend change. You could enter on a break, and then put your stop below that higher low. So that's the same thing with BABA. Wait for a trend change, at least on the 2-minute. You don't have to be the first one in. We don't give trophies. We don't give gold stars, Oscars to being the first one in an oversold bounce. So same thing with GRVI. Had twice the amount of normal volume yesterday. Did it have earnings? No, it just had this little, it's a pump and dump. So look at what's happening. Whatever good news caused this and this pop, bulls got stuck and it was a bull trap, and then they just ran it back down. Now we are below the low of whatever this good news was. So we're not even coming back into support of whatever catalyst caused this. That's bearish. So no, it would not be top watch for me for an oversold bounce. Me too. I'm on Team TCG. Happy Friday. Okay. Y'all ready to get this show on the road? Let's do it. ES. If you're looking for my chart setup, it's on the screen now. I've added to my setup. Let me show you here. On my CM Ultimate RSI time frame, I am now plotting the daily RSI. So I'm fully using this indicator now. The daily RSI is in the orange. So it can plot multiple time frames on your chart. So you could take a screenshot. I'm going to delete it now. All right, we have a 4-hour story on our hands with ES. The story of the day is actually NASDAQ for me. This is a potential 4-hour inverse head and shoulders. Oh. Whoop, whoop. I need to move my microphone a little closer. Okay. Okay, I'm sick of all this. So we have a potential 4-hour inverse head and shoulders, and we had the same action back here around July 14th where we had the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. It is not ideal. We would like more rounded bottoms. Rounded bottoms, think about what the psychology is of a rounded bottom. That's when the bears push it down, bulls say not so fast, bears jump in, bulls say not so fast, and they do a turn and burn, and they turn it. And in that turning process, it gets a rounded bottom. So it's not ideal, and we typically want to see the neck to be closer to that original resistance level 15037. In NASDAQ with a $15,000 underlying, I would say $38 is close enough in horseshoes and hand grenades. So potential inverse head and shoulders, and I will say this is my favorite pattern. So as far as reliability, Bulkowski has a website, I think it's called thepatternSite.com, and he goes over percentages. He back tested all of these different patterns. So he has actual results, but for my personal trading journey, inverse head and shoulders are one of the most reliable patterns out there. Let me see if I can show y'all one. At the bottom of COVID, I'm not zooming in enough. That's what happened at the bottom of COVID, and that marked the bottom for NASDAQ. So let me get focused on today, August 20th, story of the day, potential 4-hour QQQ inverse head and shoulders. If this breaks bull, I would be looking more bullish and not looking to position myself bearish to hold over the weekend. My personal rules are I do not like to establish swing positions on a Friday. However, if the bears show their face today, I may add a 10% scale in position bearish on QQQ or NDX, it depends, puts. So I'm looking overall bearish on longer term time frames, but the bulls have an ideal setup to step up to the plate today on NASDAQ. 4-hour key support is 14851. Key resistance is 1503725. And that support again, 14851. I realize I talk fast and sometimes my country self, I mumble, don't mean to. So 4-hour inverse head and shoulders, that is the theme of the day. ES, do you see how it's weaker? It just doesn't have that type of, it doesn't have that pattern on this push up. We couldn't get near this 4449 or 4450. We couldn't get near it. It's weak. It's getting smacked by the 21 EMA. However, if NASDAQ breaks that 15037, then ES would have a better chance of breaking out of this 4-hour equilibrium. And we talked about Adam and Eve yesterday. Let's see what the bulls can pull out here with ES. So NASDAQ, potential inverse head and shoulders, ES, potential Adam and Eve. So that's check, check. That's two patterns that are potentially setting up bullishly. Do these patterns really matter at the end of the day? No. Price action is king, queen, prince, and princess. Price action trumps everything. If price action gets over 4415, you can call this the Shrek pattern. I don't care. The patterns are insignificant in the greater scheme of things. They're just a little extra tool in our toolkit. YM, I'm leaving this 4-hour megaphone on my chart. This was the 4-hour megaphone that we talked about. We had those patterns in ES, NASDAQ, and YM. RTY was too weak to even get a megaphone when we were discussing this earlier this week. So now on any push up, I would look for the confluence. It's actually confluence, but I'm a country. Right here around 34,930, 34,950, where that 4-hour 21 EMA is, and the bottom of that trend line for the megaphone. We could, and again, price action is most important, but we could get a potential top fish in this area. RTY is weak, super weak. If my grandma were here, she'd say it's so weak it can't even hold water. This thing can't hold gains, can't hold nothing. But we have a potential monthly bull flag. So we have how many days left? 11 days. I don't know how many trading days left in the month before this candle closes. Ideally, let's go over bull flag criteria. We go over this often. Bull flag criteria is it can't give up more than 33% or with fibs 0.382% of the pole. So check, we have that. Okay, check. We're holding the EMAs. Check. We want lower wicks of bulls buying the dip. We got that. And then we need decreasing bear volume. We don't have that. So this candle, this volume bar here doesn't close for 11 more days. So this is some elevated bear volume. And something I don't talk about a lot, you see this orange line in volume? This is the 20-day moving average. So this is the average of the prior 20 months of the Russell chart, the volume. So we're right at that average, but we want to see that down in a bull flag scenario. Why am I spending so much time on this? We got a tiny, we did not, but 2108, if we get a tiny bear break of 2100, just a tiny one, we would be there at the weekly 50 MA, and then I would be looking for a potential reversal. Bulls have to prove it, and they absolutely have to prove it. This is not something I can project my will on this chart, but that's why I was backing off my bearish stance on RTY. Not only was it oversold, but because we could have that monthly bull flag, and we are right at that support. If we dip right below that to say 2095, we could go even a little bit lower, then we still could have that monthly bull flag, and I would be looking to go long RTY. Man, I'm long-winded today. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, gold. I think we had a 4-hour squeeze is what I wrote on here. Yeah, we have a 4-hour squeeze on gold. We have that 200 MA overhead. 1800 is the level, and a squeeze can break down as well. So I mention squeezes all the time. I, of course, love to play them to the long side, but they can also fire down to the short side. And RTY has this weekly squeeze. This thing could totally fire to the downside. I'm leaving both probabilities open, and I will trade price action. Going back to gold, 1800 is that key resistance. If it could approach that 1797 area, I'd actually like to establish a short position in gold. If it gets over 1800, we could squeeze to the long side. Oil. Oil is super weak. Key support 61.56. So I have CL1 exclamation point here. I don't type in CLV or CLU, the actual contract month. The exclamation point in TradingView means continuous contract. So it's combining all of that information. So you're going to have the volume is going to be leveled out, the price action leveled out. You're not going to get that choppiness, and it's a better way for me to trade CL. If you like to trade the specific month, if you are a heavy commodities trader, then yes, you need to trade that specific month because it's very important, those little idiosyncrasies. So support 61.56. We are trying to make a tweezer bottom. Do y'all see those two lower wicks here? And that could be a volume climax. When we get that volume climax, I like to explain it as the college freshmen at the bar. When they just down and Jaeger, down and Jaeger, down and Jaeger, and they go in the corner, they're not going to feel better until they puke it all up. It has to all leave their system. We need max capitulation of Jaeger. We need max capitulation of the oil bears. And that's what we are looking for when we say vol or volume climax. We have this tweezer bottom setting up. How many more minutes do we have left on this candle? 5 more minutes left on this candle till it closes. Tweezer bottom just means a double bottom. Cute little word for a double bottom with lower wicks of bulls buying the dip. So this could be a bottom fish area. Your stop could be around, yeah, I know y'all want live trades. Well, here you go. Your stop, I would give it a little bit of wiggle room, maybe around 61.95. I don't know the micro contract. I've brought it up before for oil. I need to look it up. So we have CL, which has like $10 per penny or something to tick. It's very big contract, lots of margin required. I trade QM because I like to trade multiple contracts. This is the mini contract for oil, and then there's a micro contract. And I've heard from other commodities traders that it's liquid. So potential bottom fish right here on oil. Bitcoin. Okay. So support 46704, resistance 47395. I said I was going to interact with y'all more, and I haven't even been checking the chat. Sorry. So we have some 30-minute inside bars forming, or inside bar and another one forming. It's not confirmed yet. So you have resistance on this inside bar, 47138, support 46891. This is very constructive on the daily pattern. What was it? I think it was Ethereum. Yeah, on Bitcoin, I was noticing You could do a parabola there if you want to just stop and get that curve tool. Let's just get it. What else do I have to do? I want to hang out with my friends and show y'all cool stuff. So always, always, always remind yourself what a rounded pattern is. A rounded pattern is bulls trying to push it up, bears saying not so fast. And it is the bears slowly, well, that's a terrible one, but bears slowly showing their dominance. Not so fast. I'm stepping in, I'm going to take control of this chart. So on the 4 hour, if you want to screenshot that, I think that's kind of pretty. I may print it from mom's refrigerator. But this is a 4 hour rounded top, which is bearish, means the bears are getting the upper hand. Price action says different. Overall, on the 4 hour, we're breaking out of this rounded top. But if we were to come back within it, I would definitely take note. Ethereum, same thing. It's even more noticeable on Ethereum. Oh, well, it's not as cute, actually. So 4 hour rounded top on Ethereum with a potential 4 hour bull flag as bulls tried. It's kind of like trying to change your whatever. I'm not going to go there. 4 hour potential bull flag. Support 31.8960, resistance 32.35, 32.45. This looks constructive. Baba. So Baba, potential bottom fish. Again, I like to be early for everything. I'm a very punctual person. However, on a bottom fish, you want to be fashionably late. Be the last Scarlett O'Hara coming down the curved staircase as everybody else is groveling at the bottom, trying to flip and get a better average. Be fashionably late. Support 160.15, 159.81, 159.51. And below that 159.51, we have a support down here at 151.85. Is there anything fib-wise I can give y'all? Yeah, let's do it. Nope, can't give y'all anything. Let's try one more time. Yeah, that's just too much. We're below that fib level already. So if you don't have a price level to bottom fish, y'all know what to do. We're waiting for a 5-minute trend change. For the aggressive bulls, the more conservative bulls are waiting for a 15-minute trend change. You wait for that trend change and you put your stop below that higher low. The other way that I draw this, if you're a candle person, is we wait for the high of the low bar to break. You wait for these candles. I would wait at least for a 5-minute, and then you wait for the high of that low candle to break. So the high of this, let me do it with a line here. So this is the lowest candle bar. You wait for that candle to push up above that 5-minute high, and then you put your stop below that low. Take a screenshot of that. You can use this on any time frame. The higher the time frame, the more powerful the signal. Break of the high of the low bar. What were we calling it? The HOLB, H-O-L-B. This sucker's squeezing too. This is going to be a fun trade. My goal is to nail this trade to the point where I could share every trade entry and order execution that I have to anyone who wants to look at it. I shared in the room this week. I like to think like, what if Dan were looking at my trade executions? What would he think? You want to do something that's so clean that you could show anyone and teach them how to trade. FL, and you don't want to chase. So FL, they had good news on earnings. They had a slight surprise. 59.30 is that resistance from over there, and we double topped at 59.25. Bulls really need to push up through this level. My little inner bull wants to trade this bullish on a pullback, but I'm not going to be stupid with this clear Mars level of 59.30 where we're rejecting. We could just fade all day long. So this could be a highly volatile trade. Wait for that HOLB trade. High of the low bar. You could use a 2-minute or the 5-minute on these earnings opening drive trades. We watch price action and we watch volume. They must be married. now. Okay. Oppenheimer, whichever, sorry, resumes at outperform. I would look at the 15-minute on this. This is a potential bullish trade setup. It would work better if NASDAQ can confirm this 4-hour potential inverse head and shoulders. Pinterest is getting beat up. So we have another level down here, 51.95. We have a gap down at 46.19. Don't be the first one to this party. Be fashionably late, but I'm looking for an oversold bounce on pins. And I would love for it to just keep flushing until next week and then really get a good one going. Spot. They announced up to a $1 billion buyback. Support 204.89. Resistance 209.90. Announced a share buyback of up to $1 billion. I don't like when they do that up to. It's kind of like in contracts. You ever read contracts and someone says basically they can change the price from time to time? And you're like, heck no, I'm not signing that contract from time to time. Well, this of up to $1 billion, that's kind of what that sounds like to me. Kind of weak sauce. Resistance 209.90. So we're stopping right here at this 209.86. We got some 30-minute inside bars forming. Would like to buy this on a pullback to the long side with that high of low bar concept with the candles. IWM's bouncing a little bit. You go, little engine that could. Jason and I were talking about this yesterday, these wicks. I'll actually speak about it on the SPY chart. So resistance 211.56, 212.17, support 210.42, 210.39. When we're so clearly at this weekly support, this is not an area where I'm going to go short. If you want to go out of the trading business sooner than later, short at support and go long at resistance. That will shorten your career and you can go on to another vocation. I do not make a habit of shorting at support and going long at resistance. I'm not going to short down here. I'm just not. It can freaking go to $5 without me. I don't care. QQQ. I'm in a mood today, huh? Resistance 364.43, 364.60. So it's not as clear on QQQ, but it's here. 4-hour potential IHS. SPY. This is what Jason and I were talking about. These wicks. So in the room, people hear DENS wicks, various different things. When you see these wicks, I want you to just think of a syringe. I was looking this morning at all of these. I couldn't find a syringe. I don't know how to overlay an image on TradingView if it's not in this little whatever image category. But this is a syringe. So think about a needle and it just syringes up and then it comes back down fast. It's just looking for liquidity. The word I use is probing for liquidity. Jason didn't like that. I don't know why. But it's probing for liquidity. And where it finds liquidity, it stops. So basically, these wicks have said, oh, to the upper end, 440.24, that's where bears are going to defend. That's where they're selling. 437, that's where bulls are stepping up and buying. So no matter what you see on the chart, always back up and say, what are the bulls and bears doing? What are they doing? Make it make sense to you so you can really grasp it, get your arms touching. So this is the syringe effect where it's looking for liquidity. So yes, these levels could come into play, 44024. If price were to get up to that level, that's where the bears quickly showed that they would defend, which matches up over here, 440.40, support 437, and then 436.12. What did I want to show you on the daily chart? Look at this triple bottom here on SPY. This is key. Support yesterday, 436.12, 436.10, 435.99, right? Yep, 435.99. So we have those three. We have this triple bottom on SPY. So this matches up with my thesis on IWM at weekly support. SPY, triple bottom, QQQ, 4-hour inverse head and shoulders pattern. We got some decent patterns setting up. Now the bulls have to seize this opportunity. You can have all the great setups in the world. If the bulls don't act on it, then it's worthless. All right, now what do y'all want? Link, sure. It's USD. I'll do Coinbase. Okay. So we're at the daily 200 MA. Y'all know that's really important to me. These 50 and 200 simple moving average. Look, it's getting whacked. I always say karate chop to the throat right there. Whacked, whacked, whacked. Volume is declining. This candle obviously isn't closed, but yesterday's candle, low volume. So we got a low volume melt up. That is a short for me. So 30-minute uptrend, and I would just, as long as we have candle closes above the 30-minute 8 and 21 EMA or 12 and 26, whichever one you use, just relax. We don't have to use the same one. Then I would stay in long. Amazon. Amazon 2172 is the level. How do I know before I even open the chart? Am I some type of wizard? No. I know these charts that I trade often, and you should be able to tell me key levels on the top 5 charts that you trade every day. You should know those levels. 3172, get a tattoo. That is the key level with Amazon. And Amazon is very infamous for breaking it maybe by $5, $10. This was one that I'm thinking of. Look at this. Broke bear and zoom zoom. So it broke bear by $20. $20 on a $3,000 underlying does not a bear break make. So 3172, that's D level. The bulls must hold. Resistance 3233. KR is beautiful. Buffett has been buying. Got a red candle yesterday and an upper wick of profit taking. This could be the beginning of a daily bull flag. We typically don't want to see upper wicks on bull flag or elevated bear volume, but nothing scary yet. No big boogeyman on this one yet. 45.75, 45.10 is support. 46.84 resistance. Tilray, okay. Oh, PLTR, okay, I'll see. Look at that one. Tilray bought a portion of MedMen, and they can't even do anything with that. So they broke this 1278 support. Yesterday's low, 1262, and then 1254. 1254 is the Mars level. As long as we're above that, it's actually a low risk, high reward trade. Low risk, high reward trade, what does that mean? That means you have a high probability of getting stopped out. But the more that you trade these, overall, you should come out profitable because you're getting in so close to support. I would say 1250 on Tilray. As long as that holds, low risk, high reward trade. Nope, that's not what I was trying to type. PLTR, we got a daily inside bar. They had amazing bullish move, and they just needed a breather. Everybody gets a break. Support 24.14, resistance 25.64, behind 25.64, 25.94 resistance, then support 23.68. This chart ain't broke, looks fine. Hourly did get a downtrend. Now it's got work. Now they got to put their construction hat on and they got to get to work and repair this chart back to the upside. But to me, this is a nothing burger unless it breaks 23.68. Then I would be looking bearish. But when we're opening up within another inside bar and we broke this hourly trend after this big, bears love to hate this name. This is not a trade setup for me. Microsoft, Lord, that daily candle yesterday was beautiful. Gorgeous. The only thing that would have made this candle better if they would have closed at the high of the day. So low, close. They did it within 70 cents. So they closed within 70 cents at the high of the day. This is what makes my heart sing. Love this. It's beautiful. And they got to upgrade this morning to 350. Support 295.82, 295. Let's see if I can get you a fib extension. This thing is just beautiful. Let's just say Moon, your next resistance, $300 psychological. NVIDIA and Facebook, and then we're done. Jason will be live in 4 minutes. They had earnings yesterday, and then the Bulls and Bears duked it out. Odds favor an inside bar today. You see that? Can you see it? We're opening up in the middle of this range. Odds favor an inside bar. Facebook. We are at the daily 50 MA. This could be a buying opportunity. Look at all the times it tested it and held since March. This could be a buying opportunity on Facebook. Low risk, high reward using 347.70 as your support. You're at the daily 50 MA. Now the Bulls have to do the hourly work, get over yesterday's high. All right. Thank y'all for joining me. Bring a friend next week. Let's give out a hoodie. How about that? Give away a hoodie. All right, TCGers, I'll see you in the room. Let's do the thing.